Hey guys, it's time for another review. This time I'm reviewing Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. So, Perks of Being a Wallflower is a book by Stephen Chbosky. It was released, I believe, in 1999, and it's a coming-of-age story about a boy named Charlie who it's like his first year in high school, and he's kind of a loner. He doesn't have very many friends. A lot of people think he's really weird, and this is his it's kind of like a record of his experiences his first year of high school, meeting new people, making friends, and dealing with whatever life hands him. As you can see on the cover, this was also adapted into a film starring Ezra Miller, Emma Watson, and this guy whose name is Logan Lerman. So I saw the movie before I read the book, and which is usually what I do because I end up enjoying the book better when I read it after watching the movie, and then I can enjoy the book and the movie at the same time without kind of bashing the movie for not having everything that the book had. Anyways, so the good. I loved this book. It's told in the style of letters. So it's kind of something refreshing. I mean, it's not the first time anybody's written a book in letter format, but it's something refreshing after reading, the same kinds of styles over and over again, or format rather. It's refreshing to see something a little bit different every once in a while. What I love about this book is that when it starts off, Charlie admits that he writes the way that he talks, and that's awesome. But there's a point in the book when his teacher is like, you can write better than this, I want to see some improvement. And on his essays in class, his little extra essays that his teacher assigns him outside of class, and as he gets better in his English class, you notice while reading his letters that his writing improves over time, and it's kind of a symbol of how he's growing as a person as the novel goes on. And it's very subtle, but it's very clever, and I really enjoyed that. I almost probably didn't notice it, but I'm glad that I did because it made me appreciate this book so much more. This is a good book for, developing real characters that have real faults, and yeah, and it's also a good example of an unreliable narrator, though some would argue that any first-person narrative is an unreliable narrator, but we're not going to go into that argument. I just thought that this was really good. It really pulled on my heartstrings a lot, and I enjoyed reading it, and the struggles were real. I almost cried a couple of times. And now for the bad. Bad, bad, bad. What's bad about the Perks of Being a Wallflower? There isn't really much I found that I didn't like about this book. At times, I felt that some of the characters were unnecessarily harsh, but that didn't really take away from my rating of it, because it's very realistic, and in life you find that people are just overly harsh. At times there was a lot of bad language. Language is a little hard. It's teenagers in high school, of course there's cursing, but that's about it. I liked having the language in it because it made it more real, but at the same time sometimes it was a bit much, and there's a lot of F-bombs, a lot of B words, a lot of A words, and if you're sensitive to those kinds of things, I probably would not pick up this book. But I think it's really good to pass on to your kids when they start to grow up, just to kind of expose them to what the world offers. And I think, other than that, there's not really anything else that bothered me. I'm trying to think. Oh, the toilet's running behind me. I'll let that stop before I continue talking. What else did I not like about this book? absolutely nothing. In the end, I gave The Perks of Being a Wallflower 4 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Sometimes it was a little heavy for me. Just as far as enjoying the story goes, I would return to it again. I thought it was a great read. It was very quick too. And it's a good book for discussing with friends and talking about and kind of getting some of those tough subjects out there and talked about. As far as the writing goes, I gave it 4 pens, guys. 4 pens. It's a really good example of good writing. I didn't really find anything about the writing that bothered me, to be honest, and I thought that the style it's written in is refreshing and I liked it, which is interesting because this is the first book outside of Harry Potter that's gotten my full 4 pens, so this book gets 4 pens. So that's my review of The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I hope that you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you next time with another review or list or something else.